Here's a warning for you. These 3 things are used by consultants to generate a lot of money. Before you consider paying anyone to help you do one of these exercises, or even spending the time with your team doing them, make sure you know why you're doing it and how you're going to use it. Hi, my name is John Cipher, and I've never had a job. I started my first company in 1979, and I've owned several since then, and I've never crafted a mission, vision, or value statement for any of them. 25 years ago, I started CEObootcamp.com to help other business owners learn from my mistakes. Are you ready to see if not crafting these statements was one of my mistakes? Strap in and let's get started. One of the great things about the internet is if you want to spend the time, you can learn how to do almost anything. I'll share one tip about how to craft these documents at the end of this video. But first, I want to give you some advice that I'm constantly giving to clients. Before you do almost anything, figure out why you should even bother. You see, these things are tools, not requirements. And like most tools, there's a time and a place to benefit from them, and a time you should put them away. Your mission is why you're in business. What are you here to do? Since you're in business, then by definition, you're here to serve customers. But you can't serve everybody, which means you are serving a specific group of customers in a specific way, to provide something that they value more than they value their money. It may sound a little crass to say it that way, but really, whenever anybody buys anything, they want that value or they wouldn't spend the money. The purpose of a mission statement is to focus your activities in the direction of serving those particular customers, and also to eliminate in everybody's mind the customers that you don't serve or the activities that you don't do in serving those customers. That's what focus means. You say no to a lot of things so you can say yes to what really matters. For example, in 2014, CVS stopped selling tobacco. They said it was inconsistent with their purpose, helping people get on their path to better health. So if a mission statement isn't specific enough to direct you in one direction and away from all the others, then it's not very useful. That's it. If your people need that focus, then by all means craft a mission statement, but put some teeth into it so people can see if you're accomplishing it or not. Now let's talk about the vision statement. Vision is describing what you see, specifically what you see in the future. Bill Gates was famous for having a vision of a computer on every desk, in every office, every home, running Microsoft software. This was at a time when computers weren't in every office, on every desk, or even in every home. It would be analogous today to saying I have a vision of a very small nuclear reactor in every home, generating all the power it needs. But your vision doesn't have to be as grandiose or even as sexy as this one. Suppose you make pizza. Your vision could be, I see lots of people coming in for dinner or for lunch or after going to the bars, and all of them leaving satisfied and full. That's a great vision for a pizza place. The usefulness of your vision is to inspire people. It shows your people where you're going and gets them motivated and excited about taking that journey with you. By having a vision, and especially by sharing that vision, you inspire followers. When you have followers, you then become a leader by definition. As a leader, you have to share that vision over and over and over again some more, all the time in different ways. That way your people see how who they are and what they do helps bring that vision to pass. People want to be part of something bigger than themselves, even if it's just serving pizza. This is one mistake I made in my companies, not sharing the vision enough. My vision was about growing the company, but not any more specific than that, so I probably wasn't as inspiring as I should have been. Remember, the value is not in how you craft the vision statement, but in how and how often you talk about it. So what about values? Well, values are the beliefs or principles that help your people function together as a team. The best way I know to look at it is to say the values should indicate how you work and what lines you won't cross. So it should be much more specific than saying we strive for the highest quality of blah, 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 blah. For example, friendliness is a value that describes how you want people to act. So is accountability, but it's different from being friendly. Self-reliance is a value, and team player is one too, but it might be the opposite. So you see, values should be specific enough that you could look at a person's actions not just once a year, but even daily or maybe even hourly and say, yes, that action aligns with our values or that decision doesn't. Here's the thing about values. You have values, whether you specifically document them or not. They may be unwritten, but if you want to change them, you need to define them first as they are now. Then you can decide how you want to change them. This is the beginning of culture change. To sum it up, with perhaps a little bit of oversimplification, a mission is why you're here. A vision is where you're going. Your values are the qualities that you will practice in your journey. But the benefit is not in the exercise of writing them down, but in making them real in how you operate all the time. Now here's the one tip I said I'd tell you about how to do this. Don't worry about the language. Just say something a normal person at a networking event would understand. I was going to say a normal person at a cocktail party would understand, but I don't think people do cocktail parties anymore. Remember, the benefit is not in the exercise of writing down your mission or your vision or your values, but in making them real in how you operate all the time. And don't worry, you can change them. If you've accomplished your mission and you need a new one, just do a new one. If your vision gets more clarity, you can rewrite it. You're not writing this stuff in stone. I hope you got something useful out of this video, and if you'd like a copy of this deck, email me. Be sure to let me know which video you want the slides for, because I do so many of these. If you do want to craft any of these statements with your team, one thing I do for companies is facilitate sessions like that. There may be a way I can help, or maybe not. But if you don't email me, we'll never know. John@ceobootcamp.com.